Russia, it's weaponizing Melania's past. I don't know if you know this, but on Russian TV, they frequently show Melania nude in order to mock Donald Trump. So they show all these photos of Melania. By the way, Melania's previously made posts about how proud she is of her nudes, but did you know that after Donald Trump and Melania met, she got what was called an Einstein visa? She was treated like a genius, an exceptional achievement visa that gave her a fast track to become a United States citizen.
And things with Melania are good.
Excellent.
The sex is still good.
The sex is extraordinary.
Well, she is terrific in bed. Now, she wouldn't want me to say that, but she is.
Oh, man, she's naked there, isn't she?
She is excellent.
Oh, Jesus.
It's a thing of beauty.
Oh.
Russia isn't merely watching America falter, it's reveling in it, weaponizing Melania Trump's past like a Cold War prop on national television. Russian broadcasters reportedly air Melania's nude modeling photos not for scandal, but as strategy mockery with precision. The goal isn't just humiliation, it's to puncture the myth of a storybook Trump marriage. To many observers, the glossy narrative of Donald and Melania's romance is buckling under troubling timelines, elite connections, and tacit agreements. In this reading, love wasn't the engine recruitment was. The deeper you dig, the uglier it looks. Critics argue Melania didn't simply stumble into Trump's world. She was ushered in through a shadowy system built on money, image, and silence, and that silence is now unraveling in public.
So I think we should explore, how did Donald Trump meet Melania on or around the same time he was best friends with Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell? We should build a timeline here. You see, Donald Trump went to a club in Manhattan called the Kit Kat Club, where there were parties that were frequently thrown for very rich Manhattan elites, businessmen, to mingle and find very young models from Eastern Europe. And Melania was a model from Eastern Europe who was brought to the United States, who would attend these parties where the rich men would show up and mingle with the model.
Before she was First Lady, Melania was a little-known model from Slovenia. Her arrival in America, however, wasn't random. It was reportedly fast-tracked through an Einstein visa, a category intended for individuals of extraordinary ability, often world-class scientists and innovators. Too many, granting that status to a nude model strained credulity. That visa was reportedly arranged by Paolo Zampoli, a figure with ties to elite modeling agencies and Trump's real estate ventures, the same Zampoli who hosted modeling events packed with imported women and Manhattan billionaires. In this telling, Melania didn't drift into Trump's orbit, she was placed there. And the deeper you dig, the more it reads like a plan, not a love story.
Let's dig through this timeline, shall we? So what was Donald Trump doing in 1997, the year before he meets Melania? Well, in 1997, he's out there partying with Epstein and Ghislaine. This is from the London Sunday Mirror. This is 1997. How sweet. Trump's Brit of all, right? Just weeks after ditching his second wife, America's best-known billionaire Donald Trump has fallen under the spell of a 20-year-old English girl. Was before Melania, okay? This is 1997. Trump, 50, who has failed in his bid to secure the services of Princess Diana's butler, Paul Burrell, was in search of another British trophy when he met London model Anushka DeGiorgio at a party in Manhattan. Several American millionaires already had their eyes on Anushka, but she was there with Robert Maxwell's daughter, Ghislaine, who has introduced several of her attractive friends to the property developer.
He's partying with none other than Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell, yes, that Epstein. That same year, he's being introduced to young models at private events Maxwell hosted, including, by one account, a 20-year-old British woman presented as a trophy. The pattern feels unmistakable: wealthy older men, imported Eastern European women, secretive parties, and silence that can be bought. Then in 1998, Melania enters the picture, reportedly handpicked at the now notorious Kit Kat Club. Coincidence, or another strategic acquisition by a man fixated on image, status, and obedience?
So Melania gets the expedited path based on an Einstein visa after meeting Donald Trump at the Kit Kat Club. Then she brings in her family, and now Donald Trump's against all of those same policies. Now, Melania is no, innocent person in all of this either. Melania, after Donald Trump, was caught on video bragging about sexually assaulting women and grabbing women by their genitals. And he says, because if you're rich, they let you do it. She said that's locker room talk and that she was okay with it. Here, play this clip.
He described it as locker room talk. To you, I mean, you sort of alluded to that as well. Is that what it is to you, just locker room talk?
Yeah, it's kind of two teenage boys. Actually, they should behave better, right?
He was 59.
Correct. And sometimes I said, I have two boys at home. I have my young son and I have my husband. But I know how some men talk, and that's how I saw it, yes.
The Kit Kat Club wasn't merely a party venue, it was a hunting ground. Rich men, champagne, imported models, even animal acts. It was grotesque, and this is where Trump meets Melania. This is the same Trump who later told Howard Stern she was terrific in bed, called her a trophy, and bragged about her like a collectible. It was never about love, it was about ownership. Trump didn't want a partner, he wanted a symbol. And Melania Young, quiet, and fit the mold. He gave her power, she gave him obedience. But that silence is starting to crack. Her past is resurfacing, and even some of Trump's most loyal supporters are beginning to question the woman they once called elegant.
And then she was also one of the biggest spreaders of the birther conspiracies against former President Obama. She was used by Donald Trump frequently to go and attack Obama. Here, play this clip.
But what is this with the birth certificate obsession? Did he ask to see yours when you met him?
I needed to put mine anyway, because if you want to become an American citizen, you need to put the birth certificate.
Right.
I have a birth certificate from Slovenia. And do you want to see President Obama birth certificate or not?
I've seen it.
It's not a birth certificate.
Well, it's a certificate of live birth,
Right,
which they give. But Melania, if he insists on what he's saying, then no one in Hawaii can ever run for president, because they all get the same live birth certificate.
Well, but they need to have...
is finished, for example.
They need to have, and in one way, it will be very easy if President Obama just show it. And because it's not only Donald who wants to see it, it's American people who voted for him and who didn't vote for him. They want to see that.
But it's on display in Chicago. We've seen it on the internet. We've seen it. It's not the same as yours, but it's a certificate of live birth.
Well, we feel it's different than birth certificate.
All right. Well, I think you should give it up at this point.
Well, it's not him that is bringing up. It's the media all the time.
Think about it. Trump's rise to political power was built on fear, nationalism, and anti-immigrant rhetoric. And yet the woman at his side embodies much of what he claims to oppose. She used so-called chain migration to bring her family in. She leveraged a controversial Einstein visa to skip the line. She modeled nude, amplified racist conspiracies, and parroted his lies on national television. That's not hypocrisy, it's weaponized propaganda. It worked for a while, but now it's backfiring. Her silence on Trump's scandals, her chilly defenses, and that infamous "I really don't care, do you?" jacket all look less like indifference and more like complicity, and the world is watching. While Trump raged on Twitter against chain migration, Melania was quietly using it to secure entry for her family. When Trump's affair with Stormy Daniels dominated headlines, Melania didn't collapse in private grief. She simmered with jealousy not over betrayal, but over exposure. As her former aide Stephanie Winston Wolkoff recounts, Melania was livid not because her husband cheated, but because Stormy landed a Vogue feature. They put the porn hooker in Vogue. She allegedly snapped. That, in this telling, is the real Melania, not heartbroken, but competitive. She didn't care about dignity, she cared about the spotlight. In a world where image is everything, Melania wasn't guarding a marriage. She was defending a brand. Her loyalty wasn't to her husband, it was to the image.
And of course, Melania would plagiarize Michelle Obama's speech at the Democratic National Convention. Literally, Melania's speech during Trump's first Republican National Convention was literally copy and pasted of Michelle Obama's speech. Let's play it for you.
The values that you work hard for what you want in life.
For what you want in life.
That your
word is your bond. That you do what you say you're going to do.
Keep your promise.
That you treat people
with
dignity and respect, because we want our children and all children in this nation to know that the only limit to the height of your achievements is the reach of your dreams and your willingness to work hard for them.
When Melania stood on stage at the 2016 Republican National Convention, she didn't just plagiarize Michelle Obama's speech, she copied her soul. Line after line, dignity was traded for optics, a black first lady's voice lifted, word for word, by the wife of a man who questioned her husband's citizenship. And she delivered it with a straight face, as if the nation wouldn't notice. But we did. That wasn't just plagiarism, it was erasure. It was entitlement. It was a declaration that nothing is secret, not even another woman's words. And instead of apologizing, they doubled down. In Trump world, truth isn't a standard, it's an inconvenience. Melania wasn't embarrassed, she was emboldened. In her calculus, what mattered wasn't honesty, it was applause. And as long as the crowd clapped, the lie lived.
You know, and now Melania pretty much just grifts. You know, she has her meme grift, which the meme coin crashed. She sells her book, Why Do I Stand Proudly Behind My Nude Modeling Work. Melania was with her personal stylist, Herve Pierre Brallard, who's paid about $18,000 a month. Her stylist gets paid $18,000 a month from Trump's PAC. So Trump's supporters, who demanded the release of the Epstein files, who Donald Trump's calling stupid, they've funded the stylist for her. Oh, by the way, she's gotten paid $155,000 for doing speaking engagements for Donald Trump. You know, she shows up at a location, she sits at a location, she gets paid $155,000 for doing that.
Here's the part they all ignore, the origin story that Kit Kat Club, a seedy Manhattan venue drenched in velvet and champagne, where models mingled with moguls under the guise of fashion. That's where Trump met Melania, that's where the deal began. Not love, not fake transaction, a room full of imported models, business cards, and billionaires. Trump wasn't courting, he was shopping. And Melania wasn't a romantic partner, she was the prize. That origin matters because it explains everything, the cold chemistry, the absent affection, the robotic photo ops. This wasn't a love story, it was a casting call. And when Russia beams Melania's nude photos across its networks, it isn't just mocking her, it's exposing the lie. Even Putin sees the truth. This wasn't a marriage, it was a contract.
Melania went from a small Slovenian town to a world-famous model to marrying a billionaire and now politician Donald Trump. Melania spoke to me from Trump Tower. Okay, where did you meet him?
We met in New York 1996 in September. We met at the fashion party. It was a big fashion party that my friend organized, Fashion Week, and he invited me. That's how we met with Donald.
Did you like him immediately or not?
I like him. He had a great charm, but he arrived with the date.
Oh.
So, and he was very charming and a great mind and great energy. We had connection from the beginning.
And when was the next time you saw him?
We saw each other, I think, around a week, because I had work obligations. I traveled to Caribbean for a photo shoot. So when I came back, I called him and we got together.
So you called him?
Yes.
He didn't call you?
Well, first when we met, I didn't give him my number. He was with the date. So I told him, give me your number and I will call you. I wanted to see what kind of number he would give me. Business, home. If he would give me a business number, I'm not a girl doing business with him. Why he would give me a business number? So he gave me all of them.
The contradictions pile higher than Trump's indictments. Melania the immigrant who exploited the very policies her husband campaigns against. The first lady who arrived via chain migration yet stood silent while children were caged. The wife who excused locker room talk, echoed birther lies, and profited off right-wing rage, all while pretending to float above it. But the silence is over. She's vanished from the campaign trail. No public defense, no press statements, no love notes from Trump, and that silence isn't grace. It's survival. Insiders say she's protecting her image, distancing herself before the fall. Because Melania knows what Trump won't admit. The empire is collapsing. When the smoke clears, she won't be holding his hand. She be gone, and all that will remain is the grift. Back when Trump's fans were chanting "lock her up" and demanding the Epstein client list, they missed the most obvious name staring them in the face: Donald Trump, the same man photographed beside Epstein at party after party. The same man who once boasted that Epstein liked young girls, just like me. This wasn't speculation. It was proximity, repeated, documented, undeniable. And right beside him through it all, Melania, whether at Mar-a-Lago or silent in the background, knew, saw, and said nothing. That silence wasn't naivete, it was self-preservation. The deeper you dig into Trump's past, the clearer Melania's role becomes: not a victim, not a bystander, but a calculated participant in a long con to secure status, citizenship, and immunity by proximity.
Have you ever had sex with a fat woman in your life?
I've had sex with women that got fat.
I love this. This is fun. Using Jennifer's back to sign her release.
Have I what?
Ever been with a black woman?
Go ahead and say yes.
Had to.
Yes.
You have?
Okay, yes. I view a person who's flat-chested is very hard to be a 10.
How do the breasts look?
The breasts are okay.
Okay, well, that's important.
I think that the boob job is terrible. You know, they look like two light posts coming out of a body.
You know, Paris gets knocked and this and that, but she's very beautiful. Her
Is she
skin
dumb?
is flawless. She's dumb like a fox.
And you're going to have more kids?
I think so, yeah.
Really?
Believe it. Yeah, sure. I
What
would.
do you need that headache for?
Because I like kids. I mean, I won't do anything to take care of them.
And things with Melania are good.
Excellent.
The sex is still good.
The sex is extraordinary.
Well, she is terrific in bed. Now, she wouldn't want me to say that, but she is.
Oh, man. She's naked there, isn't she?
She is excellent.
Oh, Jesus.
It's a thing of beauty.
Oh, what a life you
Not so
have.
bad, Robin.
This is a candidate.
Hey, Donald.
That's right.
Does she wear outfits to bed? Like special outfits?
No, she wears nothing, which
Nothing,
is much
always-
better.
You know, she's a great beauty, but she's a great beauty inside, which is almost as important.
Not really.
Not probably.
Do you treat women with respect?
I can't say that either.
All right, good, all right. Somewhere in between.
I do.
Guys,
I treat women with great respect.
treat women somewhere in between respect and do-do.
Melania once quipped, "I have two boys at home, my son and my husband." It was framed as a joke to downplay Trump's vulgarity as mere immaturity. But it wasn't funny, it was revealing. The line distilled her defense strategy: normalize the abnormal, dismiss the dangerous, rebrand cruelty as comedy. She waved off grab them as locker room talk. She met Trump's legal debacles with a fixed, frozen smile. She visited facilities where immigrant children were detained while wearing a jacket that read, "I really don't care. Do you?" Not an accident, a message. Melania didn't rise above the chaos. She curated it. She styled it, posed with it, and wore it like a brand. And now, as her husband faces a legal reckoning, she retreats not in shame, but in silence.
Quick time, you cannot know, oh, I'm marrying a person or not, especially the known person as he was. It's very different when you dating celebrity or if you're dating somebody unknown.
Well, so it was several years later before you got married.
Yes.
How many years?
We were together before we got married, it was 7 years we know each other.
Do you have a nickname for him?
No.
No nicknames?
No.
Does he have one for you?
No. We don't have nicknames.
So he asked you to marry you. Where were you when he asked you to marry you?
It was a special night. It was a gala in New York. We were both dressed, and he asked me to marry me.
No hesitation?
No, but I knew a little bit that he might propose sooner or later. So it was, of course, no hesitation. We were together for so long. We know each other. We are very compatible. We like the same things. We are very independent. We gave each other space as well. So he does what he wants to do and he loves to do, and I do what I love to do. That was my decision not to go on the campaign, because I said I want to be a parent to my child. And he completely agreed with that. And I said I will be there when I can be there and support him 100% every day, all the time.
You got married down in Florida?
Yes, in Palm Beach, in the church.
And Hillary Clinton, Secretary of State, former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, and the president was there?
Yes, they were there.
What are your thoughts about that?
Well, now it's different time. That was in 2005, was different time. We were private citizens. He was not running for the office. As he said, he was friends and got along with many, many people. So I don't see anything wrong with that.
Have you ever socialized with them besides the wedding, with the Clintons?
No, no.
Any thoughts about if Secretary Clinton is his opponent?
Well, now we will see where it's getting into, so we will see. I know my husband is strong, tough, great leader, and he will do what that country needs.
So it's going to get probably pretty rugged, I imagine, between the two of them, if they're both the candidates.
Yes, we will see.
And that's okay with you?
That's okay with me. It's nothing personal, it's all business.
For years, Melania's defenders called her classy, private, elegant. The record tells another story. A woman who plagiarized a black first lady, amplified birther conspiracies, grifted her followers, and quietly watched her husband detonate the American political system. Her silence wasn't grace, it was profit. And when she did speak, it was usually a lie or a deflection. The fantasy of a reluctant first lady masked a long game positioning herself as untouchable while he flailed publicly. Now that the Trump brand is radioactive, Melania is nowhere to be found. No campaign trail, no interviews, not even a post. She's fading into the shadows because she knows how this ends and she's not going down with him. As Donald Trump barreled toward the 2020 for election under the weight of indictments, lawsuits, and public disgrace, her silence grew deafening. The woman once cast as his greatest asset now looks like a liability. Russia weaponizes her past. The press dissects her disappearances. The MAGA base questions her absence. And Melania, she shrugs, this was never her movement. It was her mask, her ticket, her platform. Now, as the ship sinks, she's slipping away designer heels and all before the headlines pull her under too. The irony is stark. The very silence that once protected her is now what defines her. In the chaos of Trump's downfall, Melania won't be holding his hand. She'd be holding her brand, far from the wreckage.